Hey, it's Friday morning, and we're excited to bring you how to break the habit of your bad attitude. You might not even be knowing how your bad attitude is serving you so well or so unwell, and how it's actually influencing your body, how it's influencing your relationship, how it's influencing your money. But it shows up in all areas of your life. So let's clean it up, clear it up. Let's find some of the resources for this bad attitude. Like, where did it start? Have you ever asked yourself that question?
Yeah.
Where did this bad attitude start? We're Rita and Tammy coming to bring you some brain training.
Yeah. So what is an attitude? Oh, she's got attitude. Look at her and her attitude. What is it? It's usually a good attitude, or is it a bad attitude? Oh, she's got a bad attitude, right?
Yes.
So when is an attitude a bad attitude? When you do it more than once, when you do it weekly, when it's kind of part of your habit of being yourself.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it becomes your personality.
Yeah.
So who is your personality like? Let's ask that question. Who taught you that attitude? All right. So right now, lately, my daughter's 12 and, we get playful with her. We're tickling her, or we're like, oh, let's go see what Priella's doing in her bedroom, and here she is getting grumpy. Who did she learn that attitude from, right? Like when kids want to play and we get grumpy, she learned it from me. She learned it from her dad, right? But now she's just reacting in the same exact way. So this is where she learned the attitude. And maybe your kids are learning your attitude and you don't like it anymore. or, maybe, or maybe you didn't like your parents' attitude and it's coming out in the way that you act. So this bad attitude becomes part of your personality. Ask the questions to find out, where did I learn it?
Yeah, it's interesting, on the drive back with my fiance, he has this kind of attitude. It's kind of like if things get too personal, or something, his attitude is where like he plays it. He plays, right? So it's something serious and he'll be like, he'll say something funny, but it's not funny because it's a serious topic or whatever. And so he lessens the whatever's going on in him. He lessens that by saying something funny. And my attitude is like if that's where you're going, I don't even want to talk to you. But what I was doing was I was just being 10 times more fun. So I leaned into what he was saying, right? So I leaned into the playfulness that he was going to, because what do we know? If you're 10 times more excited about whatever situation, that bad attitude, make that bad attitude 10 times more bad attitude, it collapses. It makes it funny, it makes it entertaining. Right. And then we're no longer dealing with that. So what can we do to help them collapse a bad attitude?
Yes. So there, sometimes you do have to get super silly and sometimes you have to do something physical, but noticing like, oh, there's this thing and I really don't want to be that person, but it's your nature now. So sometimes I just have to get silly with I don't know, for myself, I have to pant like a dog. I have to do jumping jacks. I have to run outside in the cold. Like there's some things that I want to interrupt that pattern. And so for you, finding out like, what is it that really interrupts this grummaginy? Is that the word? One of my clients used the word grummaginy yesterday. I'm like, yes, I can increase my vocabulary. It means grumpy. So this grummaginy attitude, like what, before you're in it, right? We always talk about have your tools ready, know how to swim before you're drowning, have your tools ready before you're in that emotion, because otherwise you're just not going to do it. That emotion is going to be feeling like it's taking over you, but it's not, it's inside of you. So you recognize it and then, and have your tools ready. What really works for you? Do you need a playlist of music that you have to start dancing? Do you need your kids to come pinch your cheeks and say, oh, mom, you're so cute? Or dad, you're so cute? Or do you need do you need other people can help you out? Do you need to do that for yourself? Do you need to pant like a dog? Do you need to go jump in the snow? Do you need to do squats like Rita? You need to go clean your toilet with a toothbrush? Like, what is it for you that's going to benefit. So think about those things now before you get in that bad attitude.
Yes. And the purpose of that is because you are doing the, something bad happens, a bad attitude happens. And then if you collapse it with something fun, something different, you're redirecting your brain to do that. And so you keep those emotions that wire together, the neural connections, they start dissolving. So now you are, now that attitude is prominent. It's not as annoying, and it's not because you're making fun of it, and you're working with your brain when you're making fun of that. Yes. So or you can just use the stop technique, which is down below. There's a link, subscribe, and we'll send you a video that tells you how to do it, how to stop. You can go to the toilet and do the stop technique. You can do it in the car. It's funny because when I started doing the stop technique, my kids are all like, they started looking at themselves like, oh, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And I'm like, oh, it has nothing to do with you. It's what's happening in my brain, my head, my thinking, my emotions, my behavior, my beliefs, because, we have this chatter going on in our head and no one even knows what's going on. Exactly. So I wanted to be present with them, and I wanted to be here and talking to them. I didn't want to be thinking about how am I going to respond? What am I going to do? How can I change their mind? Like it was, because have you ever been in a conversation with somebody and they're not even there? And you're like, hello, is anybody there? Hello? Hello. So yeah, print it out and put it on your refrigerator, put it in your restroom. And whenever that bad attitude creeps up, either yours or someone else's, you interrupt it. You do the technique for yourself, on yourself, and it's really for you. It's not for the other person. It's not to fix the other person. It's not to tell the other person that they're wrong. It has nothing to do with the other person. They're just mirroring whatever it is that you already hold inside.
Exactly. And the most important thing is interrupt it. And what that's doing is just, it's letting you be authentic to your real self. Right? Your real self, the self before you were hurt and injured and traumatized and abused and whatever's happened in your life. Right? So get back to being that person. Just, define yourself. Use that ahead of time too. Define yourself for what do you love about your temperament? Okay. Then when you have that bad attitude, interrupt it. And then, oh yeah, I love that I'm generous. I love that I'm kind. I love that, I'm thoughtful, and get into that good attitude. Again, that's the good part. You take it, if something bad happens, interrupt it, and get back to feeling the way that that's authentic to you.
Yep. Very good.
All right. Hope that helps. Like, subscribe, share, comment below on what emotion pops up for you that you see other people have this bad attitude, or what you yourself keep having this bad attitude about. Is it I'm grumpy, I'm irritable, I'm annoyed, post below what it is and get some awareness around the way that you do it, and we'll help you interrupt it. And make sure you click notifications so you know when we go live tomorrow. See you then.
Bye, guys.